Hi, welcome to the introduction of Claude AI. What if I told you there is an AI that can write your emails, debug your code, analyze a 200-page report, and still have a natural conversation all in one place? And what if I told you most people are not using it? Today, we are talking about Claude AI, and by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what it is, why it matters, and how you can start using it right now, today, for free. So if you are ready, let's get into it. All right, so with quick show of hands, well, not literally, but think about it. How many hours a week do you spend a task that feels repetitive? Writing the same kind of emails, Googling the same kind of answers, explaining the same concepts to the clients and a colleague. For most professionals, that's easily 10 to 15 hours a week. That's nearly 2 full work days gone. That's the problem Claude is built to solve. And it does it better than almost anything else out there right now. So, what is Claude? Claude is a conversational AI assistant. Think of it as a brilliantly smart colleague who never gets tired, never gets annoyed, and actually listens to what you are asking. Let me show you quickly how Claude looks like. So this is what Claude actually is. You can type something to Claude and Claude types back. Let me quickly show that to you. So I wrote, "Hi Claude, how are you?" And Claude says, "I'm doing well. Thanks for asking." Now here's an interesting part. Claude wasn't built by just another tech company trying to cash in on the AI hype. It was built by Anthropic, and Anthropic was founded by former researchers from OpenAI. Some of the same people who helped build GPT, but they left with a different philosophy. Their entire mission is AI safety, making AI that is helpful but honest and harmless. That might sound like a small thing, but when you are using AI for real work, business decisions, legal documents, code that goes into production, that distinction matters a lot. Okay, so let's talk about what Claude can actually do. Because this is where it gets genuinely exciting. First, it can do natural conversations. Claude doesn't just answers your question and stops. It holds context across an entire conversation. So if you are working through a complex problem, you don't have to re-explain yourself every single message. It remembers what you said 5 messages ago. That alone is a game changer for anyone doing real work with AI. Second, long context understanding. Most AI tools struggle when you throw a big document to them. Claude handles it beautifully. We are talking about hundreds of pages of text. Research papers, contracts, financial reports. Claude can read it, summarize it, and answer specific questions about it instantly. Third, coding assistance is again one of the features provided by Claude. Now, this is where Claude really shines. Whether you are a developer or someone who just needs to write a quick script, Claude can write code, debug it, review it, and explain in plain English. It doesn't just hand you code, it walks you through its thinking. Fourth, document analysis. Paste a PDF, a report, a meeting transcript, and ask Claude anything about it. What are the key risks here? Summarize this in 3 sentences. What's missing from the proposal? It's like having a senior analyst on call around the clock. And fifth, AI safety and reliability. This one matters more than people realize. Claude is trained to be honest about what it doesn't know. It won't just make something up to sound confident. And it declines requests that could cause harm. Not because it's restricted, but because it's trained to actually understand why those things are harmful. That's a very different thing. Now, let me put into perspective with a real world scenario. Imagine you are a marketing manager. You have got a product launch in 3 days. You need a campaign email, 5 social media posts, a press release outline, and someone to proofread your landing page copy. Normally, that's a full day of work, maybe more. With Claude, you prompt it once with the product details and your tone of voice. Then you just ask for each piece one by one in the same conversation. It remembers the context, the email match, the social posts. The whole thing feels cohesive. What used to take days now takes 40 minutes. That's not hypothetical. That's what people are actually doing with Claude right now. All right, so definitely it's a smarter choice for serious work, whether you are a developer, business professional, or creative. Claude elevates every workflow. It increases your productivity by 10 times. There are developer benefits like access via REST API, integrates your apps, build AI agents, and tap into Claude's powerful reasoning capabilities programmatically. It helps support business use cases like customer support, legal research, data analysis, HR, documentation, market research. Claude adapts to every department and every vertical. It's trustworthy by default. Claude cites uncertainty, declines deceptive requests, and keeps your data private. It's the AI you can trust with sensitive, high stake tasks. Now, what's the difference between traditional tool in comparison to Claude? So traditional tools, they used to provide static output, no context. It had steep learning curves, one task at a time, no reasoning capabilities, rigid template bound. But with Claude, it's dynamic, it's context aware responses. The conversation doesn't require any training. Multi step complex reasoning capabilities are available. It explains its thinking step by step. It adapts to any style or format. With that, let me walk you through how to get started with Claude, whether you are on Mac or a Windows user. So, to get started with Claude on Mac OS, you just need to open your browser in Safari or Chrome, navigate to Claude AI, no download required. Sign in with your Anthropic account. Let me quickly show that to you. So I'm onto Claude.ai, and this is how Claude interface looks like. I can go ahead sign in with my account. Once signed in, I'm currently on free plan. I have options to go ahead and upgrade. Now these are the plans which exist. The default is the free plan. Then we have Pro plan for research, Claude, and organize. And then there is a max plan which supports higher limits and priority access. Same thing goes for Windows. In Windows, you can open Claude in Edge or Chrome and navigate to Claude.ai, works natively in any modern Windows browser. Now, we do have an alternate way of installing via APIs for developers. Now, if you are a developer and you want to build something with Claude, integrate it into an app, automate a workflow, or just experiment through the API, that's straightforward too. On Mac, open Terminal, run pip install Anthropic, which is highlighted here. And then you will also need your API key, which you can generate from console.anthropic.com. Let me quickly show that to you. So you can navigate to console.anthropic.com and get your key generated. You can click on this get API key to get your API key. All right, with that, the process is similar for Windows user as well, where Windows user can go ahead and install Anthropic using the same pip install Anthropic command. They can configure the environment variable by generating the Anthropic API key. So the command is already highlighted here. It's set x Anthropic API key and then the value of the key. All right, having said that, apart from these steps which are mentioned here, we do have an option to download Claude CLI, and what we have to do is, let me quickly show that to you. So we'll go ahead and open terminal. All right, once the new terminal window opens, we can go ahead and paste this command. Let me copy the command and let me paste it here. So curl -f ssl http:// claude.ai /install.sh/bash. All right, let's go ahead and install it. All right, so it has started setting up Claude Code, and it says Claude Code successfully installed, version 2.1.101. Okay, with that, Claude AI is also installed in CLI form. I already showed you how to install Claude using CLI. We do have an option to install Claude desktop. Navigate to Claude desktop installation. All right, so we will go ahead and install Claude desktop app. Visit Claude download page, and you can download depending upon your OS. You can download for Mac, Windows with ARM, and so on. Once you have downloaded it, install Claude Code. So in Claude Code, you have chat options, you have code options. Here there are new sessions, search, schedule, customize. So in customize, you do get options to set the skills, the connectors, and so on. Now let us quickly start experimenting. Right, so these are a few of my previous prompts which I have tried earlier. Let's go to new session. So here is a prompt which I love for anyone trying Claude for the first time. I'm telling Claude that you are an expert copywriter, write a compelling product description for a premium noise cancelling headphones targeting remote workers. Emphasize focus, sound quality and comfort. Key it under 80 words with the punchy hook. Now I've selected Claude Sonnet 4.6 as my model. There are other models available like Opus 4.6, Haiku 4.5. I'll go ahead with Sonnet 4.6, and let me send this prompt. Okay, so if you would notice, it has followed the guidelines which we have given in the prompt, and the response which it has come up with is: silence is your superpower, block out the world, and own your workday. The moment you put these on, distractions disappear: neighbors, noise, cafe chatters, open office chaos. All of it gone. Industry leading active noise cancellation pairs with audiophile grade sound so you focus and your music hits different. Featherlight memory foam cushion means you will forget you are even wearing them until hours 6 when you are still in the zone. Work deeper, think cleaner, hear better. So, what an awesome content or product description it came up with. Now, it's not a generic template. Uh, it actually reads like something a human copywriter uh, spent time on, and it took Claude just about few seconds. Let's try another prompt and check what happens. And I'll say I have a Python list of dictionaries representing sales records. Write a function that calculates total revenue per product. Sort resulting descending and return a formatted summary string and inline comment explaining each step. Let's see what happens. If you would notice, it has given me the code, the Python code, which I was looking for. And it has also given examples usage for the same, the output, and it has gone ahead and explained the key design decisions. Claude writes a function, it comments it, it explains why it made the choice it did. That's not just autocomplete, that's pair programmer, right? So if you notice, it has given comments regarding the code which it has written. Let's try something else. Analyze the pros and cons of remote first versus hybrid work for a 50% software startup. Consider culture, productivity, hiring, and cost. Present findings in the structured table that give a final recommendation with reasoning. Let's trigger this prompt. Right? So it says that here's the analysis across 4 dimensions, followed by a recommendation. Okay? It has created table with columns, dimensions, remote first, hybrid, edge. And it has considered the following scenarios like culture, productivity, hiring, costs. And based on that, it has given which one has an edge. So for culture, it is a tie. For productivity, remote. For hiring, remote. For cost, remote. And it has also provided its recommendation telling remote first with structured in-person touch points. Awesome. Claude comes back with a clean, comprehensive table and a thoughtful, well-reasoned recommendation, something that would have taken a consultant hours to put together. We got it in minutes. Now, here's the interesting part. None of these prompts required any technical skills. You're just talking to it in plain English and it delivers. All right, so that was a quick workshop with Claude, right? We saw the examples of content creation. We saw examples of coding and automation. We also saw an example of business automation. Now there are few other prompts, the live demo prompts, which I've highlighted here, and interactive exercises for beginners, intermediate, and advanced. So for beginners, you can go ahead and ask Claude to explain the concept you always found confusing. in simple terms with an analogy. All right, you can give Claude a messy paragraph and ask it to rewrite for clarity and conciseness. Now, for intermediate level, you can paste a Python function, want a bug, and ask Claude to identify the issues, explain why, and fix it. Ask Claude to create 5-day content calendar for a social media brand of your choice. Now, these are few advanced level prompts which I have suggested here, like provide a 10-page PDF excerpt and ask Claude to extract key insights, risk, and actionable recommendation. Use the API to build a simple Python script that sends prompt to Claude and log responses to a file. All right, so before I wrap up, let me leave you with few prompts on the screen, which I would definitely recommend you to try it out, right? Ask Claude to explain something you have always found confusing in simple terms with an analogy. Ask it to rewrite a messy paragraph you have been struggling with. Ask it to create a 5-day content calendar for a brand you like. Or, and this one is my personal favorite, give it a real business problem you're facing right now and ask for 3 creative solutions. You will be surprised. All right, so let's bring it home. Claude is not just another AI chatbot, it is a thoughtfully built, safety first AI assistant that can genuinely change how you work. Whether you are a developer, a marketer, a student, a business owner, or just someone who is curious about what AI can do, the barrier to entry is zero. You go to Claude.ai, you sign up for free, and you start exploring. That's it. Here's what I want you to do right now. Open the tab and go to Claude.ai. Right? That's how easy and simple it is. Then try the prompts which I suggested you. See what comes back, and then come back here and tell me in the comments what you used it for and how it went. I genuinely want to know. If this video helped you understand Claude even a little bit better, drop a like. It takes 1 second and it helps this channel more than you know. Subscribe if you want more content like this, because we are just getting started with the AI tools that are actually worth your time. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.